BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Now, if you went shopping in Cheltenham just before Christmas, you may have come across a very special shop. It was in the Beechwood Arcade, and it's run by the charity Artshape. The idea was that they would take over this unit, and they would run in this shop for a week. 3 months later, it shut. So it was a fantastic success. Well, they're on the lookout for another empty unit to showcase their work. We'll tell you a bit more about that after 3 o'clock. But first, Lucy Sharp from Artshape told me more about the charity.
Artshape is a local charity that has been in existence for over 20 years. We work throughout the county of Gloucestershire, and we provide arts activities and different provision for people facing different disabling barriers. So that can be people with mental health issues, people with learning disabilities, physical disabilities, older people, refugees, all sorts of different people.
What got it going? I mean, what made that connection between art being that sort of therapeutic method of helping people?
The Artshape, when it was first formed, was part of the disability arts shape movement, and it was recognised that there was a big gap in the provision for people who could not access, if you like, mainstream provision. And therefore these people were missing out on being able to access the arts, being able to further their arts ability and progress their arts career, if you like. So Artshape was initially set up to plug that gap. Which we've been doing, as I say, for over 20 years, working in partnership with lots of different organisations in the county.
Tell me about your role within all this, then. What do you do within all this, with Artshape in particular? Yeah.
Well, I'm the manager, so I spend most of my time making sure that everything is coherent within the office and that all the activities link together, and that we manage to bring the funding in to deliver what we deliver. We also have a number of project managers who will manage individual projects as and when we get funding to deliver them, and we have a huge number of freelance artists who work with us to actually deliver activities. The artists are all highly qualified artists, and they're all specialised in working in a specific field of work.
What form does this all take, then, in particular? Is it workshops?
We do a number of different things. We have a large education programme which is funded through Adult Education in Gloucestershire, and we run as part of that classes throughout the county. So we've got classes in Tewkesbury, Gloucester, Cheltenham, Stroud, all over the place. Each of those classes is based around a certain arts field. So we have a drama class, a filmmaking class, we have printmaking, fine art,
It's interesting you say that you have drama and film as well. We must be reminded they're art forms as well. It's not just picking up a paintbrush, is it?
No, absolutely. There's we actually work across all the arts. So we've got the performance side of it. There's the digital arts, which brings in the film and potentially radio programme making.
Because this is an art as well, you know. I like to pretend it is.
There's obviously the more traditional forms that people will be more aware of, such as printmaking, drawing, stained glass making, textiles, that sort of thing. And of course writing, so creative writing or writing plays or poems, that sort of thing.
Gosh, it is all-encompassing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's something for everybody, and anybody who's interested in accessing the services should look at either the website or call the office, and we can talk to them about the range of different things we've got on at any one time. In addition to the education programme, which is a set number of classes throughout the county, we then also seek funding from different funding routes to be able to deliver projects. So, for example, we are going to be doing some work towards the Carnival this year in Gloucester, and we have received some funding from the Of Course We Can Fund, which is a City Council backed fund, and we will be working with groups of people to create things to take along to the Carnival and use as part of the parade. We're hoping to get more funding in to do even more work and get more floats and make it a really big event.
This is a difficult time for everybody, though, looking for funding, isn't it? I mean, how tricky have you found it in the last sort of 12, 18 months?
It's very hard. It's the same for all charities. There have been massive cuts. So we, as an example, have lost probably 35 to 40% of our income per year. So we've lost money from the Arts Council and from County Council. And, you know, we understand that these are difficult times, so difficult decisions have to be made and cuts have to be made. But it does make it very difficult to continue to deliver the level of service that we do. We've stepped up our fundraising activities, and we are still finding it very much harder than we were 12 months ago. 12 months ago, we probably were successful in approximately 50% of applications. Currently, it's probably about 10%. So that's a huge, huge fall and makes it very, very difficult for us to keep that funding level. And it is the same for every organisation, actually. But no signs of getting better just yet.
That's Lucy Sharp from the charity ArtShape, telling me a little bit more about what they do, what it is they do, and a little later we'll talk a bit about how on earth they're going to pull this off. This new endeavour that they tried in, when was it? Just before Christmas, which is a great idea. Get an empty unit that, let's be honest, a landlord would love you to fill the unit just so they can show what an attractive proposition it is. Get an empty unit, put yourself in there, and it's a two-way street. It works well for the landlord and it works well for the charity. They want to do that across the county. But tell you more about that in due course in the next half an hour. Let's hear more now from the charity ArtShape. Well, I've been chatting with Lucy Sharp, who's from the charity. She's been telling me about a very special project that they tried in Cheltenham just before Christmas and now want to revisit, this time county-wide.
What we would like to do is we would like to work with landlords who currently have empty properties. So these could be probably high street shop properties, but they could be other properties as well. We had a shop in the Beechwood Arcade in Cheltenham in the run-up to Christmas. The intention was that we would be there for a week to sell work of created by the artists that we work with and the people that attend our classes and courses and activities. The shop was such a success and the Beechwood Arcade management was so happy with the way that it looked, the way it was presented and the professionalism of it, that we actually stayed there for 3 months.
Brilliant.
Right up to Christmas.
We went in, me and my partner, we went in together just before Christmas, had a good look round.
Good.
So you want us to do this again?
We do. From that, what we learnt was that artists are desperately looking for places to show their work. It's a really good development opportunity for the people that we're working with because they get to set up their own exhibition, they get to put their work out there and they get to get feedback from the public. So it's really, really educational for them. And what we would like to do, our vision is to work with lots of landlords across the county and have pop-up exhibitions or shops that have different a group of different artists working there. For 2 reasons. One is because obviously it helps us to continue to do what we're doing in raising the profile of the artists we're working with and the people attending our groups, but also it enables the high street and the landlords to not have lots of empty properties sat there for a long period of time. I mean, we realise that the landlords would obviously much prefer to rent them, but at the moment there are a lot of empty premises.
But I suppose it works well for a landlord because it's look what we can do with this particular property if you want to take it on after the charity finish with it.
Absolutely. And you know, what we do offer is anything that we set up will be a professional looking exhibition. It's not just going to be cobbled together in a couple of hours. We will take a long time, make sure that it's curated properly and it's presented in the right way that actually will make the premises look very, very good. So yes, it is a really, really good thing for the landlords as well.
So we're moving on from Cheltenham to the whole county really here.
Yes.
Wherever you may be, from the forest to the Cotswolds, if you have or you know somebody with an empty unit that's not doing anything at the moment and not likely to perhaps in the next few weeks or months or so,
absolutely.
You need them to get in touch.
Contact us. We can have, just contact us in the first instance, call the office, speak to me, and we can have a chat through how we can set something up that will work to mutual benefit, really. You know, any property, let's have a look at it. If it's a different kind of property, then that's quite inspirational, actually.
Right, so be distinctive.
Absolutely.
That's what you're after. OK, so you better give us some contact details then.
OK. If people want to have a look at our website and see a bit more about what we do, the website address is www.artshape.org.uk. Also on there are all the contact details, but the office telephone number is Gloucester 01452 863 855, and you can call the office. You can speak to anybody there, but if you want to speak to me, obviously ask for Lucy. And if you want to email me directly, then my email address is lucy, Lucy, @artshape.org.uk.
Right, a lot of information there. So what we'll do, we'll keep a note of that here. And if you're interested in helping out in any way, shape or form, maybe not just necessarily if you've got an empty unit, but in helping out in some way with the charity,
we have lots of voluntary opportunities which can be mutually beneficial. People obviously come to volunteer because they also get something from it. And we've got a lot of different opportunities at the moment, and a lot of opportunities to help us with fundraising.
So as I say, we'll keep all the contact details. If you're interested in that, give us a call, get in touch, particularly if you have an empty unit or know somebody who does, that it could be filled to a mutual benefit between you and Artshape themselves. Lovely to see you, Lucy. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.